All right, so good morning again, everyone. So today's topic, I'm gonna also repeat it because we have latecomers and newcomers today. So yeah, by the way, for those of you who have just enrolled, my name is Shannon and I'm gonna be your lecturer for today. So today's topic is going to be the common mistakes in speaking. So we will have a little bit of a history recap because we will be talking about the common mistakes that past IELTS examinees have done. Why are we going to highlight this? Simply because we want to avoid these mistakes. We want to avoid repeating the mistakes of the people in the past. And of course, one result for you to avoid making these mistakes is by simply getting a higher score. So if you avoid the mistakes of people or examinees in the past, there's a higher chance for you to get a passing score or a higher score than the required band score. Okay, so for most of you, you only need a 4.5 band score, but are we here to get a 4.5 band score? Did you really enroll in a coaching class or in a review center just for you to get a 4.5? The answer is, of course not. The reason why you are here today is for you to be able to hone your skills in taking the exam and also hone your language skills in order for you to prepare for the IELTS examination. So today we will be discussing what are the reasons why so many IELTS takers were not able to get the required band score and why they failed the test. Okay. Well, sabi nila, even though you don't review for the IELTS, you have a possibility to pass the IELTS score. But the question is, why are you pressuring me right now to get a higher score than 4.5? Why are you pressuring me with a score of 9 or higher than 4.5? Well, if you want to apply for permanent residency in the country that you're applying for right now, there's a higher chance for you to get access to permanent residency faster if you get a higher band score at your IELTS exam. Okay? So, a goal, we must have a personal goal to exceed the expectations or to exceed the norm, which is a 4.5 score. Okay, so according to studies, the average band score of test takers in the Philippines for the general training is a 6.4. As you can see, the required for GTs is a 4.5. However, they get a score of 6.4. That's really good. Okay, so for ACADS, they are going for a score of 7 or higher, but most of them usually just get a 6.8. The question is why? Simply because um, there is a stereotype about ACAD students wherein they tend to underestimate the difficulty level of the IELTS exam. So the thing is, they are overconfident somehow. I'm not saying specifically everyone, and I don't intend to offend any of the ACAD students, but what I'm saying is a fact, is a general fact. So that's the reason why at most times they get this score, and we all know that the ACAD test is much more difficult or complex compared to the GT test, right? So for the newcomers, are you an acad student or a general training student? Acad, okay. So you need to get what score in the country that you are applying for? 7 or higher. Okay, so wag ka masyadong ma-pressure if this is the result of the statistics, but I believe with hard work and intentional effort, you can achieve your goal. Okay. So our focus for today is going to be the common mistakes in the speaking subtest. Since we have four subtests: listening, reading, speaking, and writing. Okay? I did not list that in chronological order, but that's the four. Those are the four subtests, and today we are going to focus on the speaking subtest. We're going to talk about the common mistakes that students encounter, the problems, but don't worry, we're not just gonna talk about, hindi natin pag-uusapan kung ano ba yung mga, hindi lang natin pag-uusapan yung mga pagkakamali nila. However, we will also be discussing what are the solutions that we can find or we can apply in order to avoid those mistakes. Okay? So I need you to have laser focus on the discussion and me, of course, so that we can have a more productive lecture. Okay, so this is the grading criteria for the speaking subtest. So we have fluency and cohesion, vocabulary and lexical resource, grammar and pronunciation. For all of you who have already attended the one-on-one speaking coaching, you already know this because either me or Sir Kevin has already discussed the grading criteria for the speaking subtest. And I will thoroughly discuss each point. However, the first ever mistake that IELTS examinees or takers have done before taking the exam is zero preparation. Zero to minimal preparation. Yun yung pinaka-common mistake. Well, as we know, preparation is key. We already heard that cliche before. Preparation is always key. No matter how skillful you are, no matter how intelligent you are, if you are not familiar on how the test goes, most probably you would not get the required band score or you will not pass the test. Worst case scenario. And we do not want that to happen. Actually, I considered myself medyo overconfident ako nung nag-take ako ng mock test. So, I was like, kaya ko to, English instructor ako eh. I was thinking that in the back of my mind. At saka may personality talaga ako na medyo, alam mo yun, mataas din sa sarili. Hindi, joke lang. But I really underestimated the test. But when I started taking the test, umpisa pa lang, the first test that you're going to be taking is the listening test, wherein you will be listening to an audio. I did not know yet how it was gonna go. I was not familiar. So, yun na nga, zero preparation, zero familiarity will lead you to getting a very low score. Huwag yun ang tanongin yung nakuha mong score kasi nakakahiya talaga. But it was not a very good score and definitely it's an unacceptable score for me. Para lang sa sarili ko, okay? So, yeah. So you need to prepare a lot. You need to be familiarized with the flow of the test, what kind of tests, and what are the strategic techniques that you could apply in order for you to get a high score or to reach the required band score. So I know every one of you here, you've already had the one-on-one coaching, you've already experienced it, either with me or Sir Kevin. And we also offer mock tests. I think it is scheduled every Friday and Saturday. It's on the other room. You can also have it scheduled with Sir Christian or if Sir Roel is available. However, he's not available today, so probably you can talk to Sir Christian and schedule a mock test with him, wherein it's a computer-based exam. So you can take it on the next room. Okay, so for the ones who are going to take the paper-based test, I do not know yet if where you can get the mock test, but most of you naman, I believe you're gonna be taking the computer-based test, right? So most of you here are millennials, I assume. Okay, so first, let's talk about the first grading criteria. So we have fluency and cohesion. Let's talk about what is fluency. We always hear the term, I am fluent in English, but do we really understand what fluency means? Well, let me tell you that fluency is all about you actively listening and understanding and being able to respond promptly to the question given to you. Promptly means agad-agad and mabilis na response, meaning your comprehension is is good enough in order for you to respond to the question of the examiner as prompt as possible. Okay? So that's what we're talking about when we talk about fluency. And according to Google, it's your ability to express yourself freely and accordingly. Meaning, yung sagot mo is akma or relevant sa tanong na ibinigay sa'yo. Baka kasi mamaya pag tinanong ka, what is your favorite food? Tapos ang isagot mo is very far or irrelevant to the question. Well, you will be expecting to get a very low score because fluency talks about that. Now, cohesion. Fluency and cohesion, these are the two most important things that you need to consider. So cohesion is all about you having your answer is relevant to the question given and your thoughts are organized well. Okay? All right. Now, actually, we have fluency and cohesion, vocabulary and lexical resource, grammar, pronunciation. These two, vocabulary and lexical resource and grammar, are not as important. I mean, they're important, but they are least compared to fluency, cohesion, and pronunciation. Why? Kasi the examiners are actually very considerate people. Okay? Pagdating sa speaking, ha? Iba kasi pag writing na at reading. So in writing and reading, vocabulary and lexical resource, especially grammar, those are very important because when it comes to writing, you will be asked to write some formal letters. So you will be needing vocabulary and lexical resources that are appropriate for the given topic or the required task. Understood? But when it comes to speaking, actually, the examiners are very considerate. Hindi sila ganun ka-strict when it comes to grammar and vocabs. However, wag naman yung obvious na mistakes, okay? And of course, I'm not saying that you should underestimate grammar and vocab. I'm just saying that hindi mo masyadong kailangang i-pressure yung sarili mo when it comes to vocab and grammar pagdating sa speaking subtest because the goal here is for you to express yourself effectively. Actually, in the IELTS speaking test, the examiner is expecting you to treat them in a friendly manner. However, wag naman sobrang friendly, ah. Friendly lang, hindi yung super close. Hindi naman yung feeling close ka na dun sa examiner, okay? So, you can also be polite. So, yun yung importante. You're talking in a friendly tone. However, you maintain a polite and a respectful demeanor. Demeanor is yung ikaw mismo, yung aura mo, yung vibe mo, polite ka and respectful. Of course, you're talking to an examiner. We don't expect you to be very, like, kampante ka na masyado, like, magjo-joke ka na sobrang lakas mo tumawa, or sobrang hinahampas mo na siya sa kaka-joke mo. Hindi na ganun, okay? What we're trying to say here is maintain balance when it comes to being friendly, okay? You have to apply the proper manners, and demeanor. Okay. Now, of course, when it comes to vocabulary and lexical resource, you have to still be equipped with the proper vocabulary words and expressions that are appropriate for speaking to a friend. Okay? And it's like, parang ganito lang yan. Matagal kayong hindi nagkita ng friend mo, like maybe 5 years or 10 years, and then you will start updating each other because on the first part of the test, of the speaking test, it will be mostly questions about your personal life. But not, hindi naman yung love life ha. Like your personal questions such as your name, your age, your occupation, or your educational background. Those are the questions that will be asked on part 1. Tapos alam naman natin na kaya nga part 1, ibig sabihin madali. Kaya nga part 2, medyo mas mahirap na. And then part 3, that is the most challenging part of the speaking subtest. Why? Because on part 3, you will be required to answer some abstract questions, which requires you a little more of understanding vocabulary words and expressions that are going to touch general information. Okay? General information. Sa mga let exams or board exams, you do have that section of the test, right? So you have to be updated. You have to be knowledgeable about general information. Nood din ng news. And basa-basa din. So that's the key. And then of course, when you are going to choose words, make sure na the words that you're going to use, wag naman sobrang lalim, okay? You don't need to use super deep and complex words. Kasi, in IELTS examination, hindi to, you're not going to try to impress the examiner with highfalutin, hi, welcome to the class. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so pagdating sa vocabulary, hindi naman kailangan na gumamit ka ng highfalutin words, okay, such as flabbergasted, bewildered, yung mga ganyan. Kasi ginagamit lang yung mga words na yan in certain situations that have extremity. However, pagdating sa vocab sa speaking test, okay lang na na mas simple lang yung words na gamitin mo, mas okay. Why? Kasi mas ma-appreciate nila that you will be able to express your thoughts effectively and hindi yung parang pilit lang. Okay? Because you're putting yourself in a situation wherein you're like, ang hirap lusutan ng situation na yun. Kasi baka mamaya, you use the words in a wrong context, which ikaw din, pagsisisihan mo rin. Or if confident ka naman talaga, if you can use the words, complex words, then do so. But then it's not really that important to use highfalutin words or to use super complex deep words. Okay? And there's a quotation that I want to read that I read online. So it says here, IELTS is not a test of subject specialist knowledge. The speaking test is not a test of subject specialist knowledge. Hindi mo kailangan maging specialist sa English language or sa particular subject na pag-uusapan niya sa speaking test because that's not what the examiner is expecting from you. The examiner is expecting from you just for you to be able to communicate your thoughts efficiently, fluently in English. Okay? Now, when it comes to grammar, let's talk about grammar. Why is grammar an important component of the grading criteria? So simply because you don't want na kapag tinanong ka ng past tense question, how did you spend your recent birthday? Meaning, nakaraan na. The birthday has already passed. Will you be using the future tense or the present tense? Of course, no. You know naman that you have to be used. You have to use the past tense because the question is requiring that. Ganun lang kasimple sa grammar. Okay, as I said earlier, very considerate ang mga instructors, ang mga examiners pagdating sa grammar. You don't need to pressure yourself much. Kasi kapag masyado kang na-pressure sa grammar, ito yung na-encounter ko sa mga nakapag one-on-one teaching sa akin. Ang mga na-encounter ko sa inyo, kapag nagkamali kayo bigla sa tenses, parang na-tense na rin kayo. So, I always say, if you make a mistake during the speaking test, bumawi ka na lang sa mga susunod mong sasabihin para hindi ganun kahalata yung mistake mo. Alright? So, the thing is, few slips, papalampasin naman yan. So, you have to make sure that don't focus much on the mistake. Hindi para i-correct mo yung sarili mo during the speaking test because it will just highlight the error. It will just make it more obvious na nagkamali ka. That's why what you have to do is palampasin mo, okay? Get over that mistake. Kunwari walang nangyari ganun. And then, what you gotta do is bawi ka na lang sa susunod. If, let's say, for example, you were talking about your mother, okay? So tell me about the members of your family. How many are they? So in my family, we are a family of 3. Okay, I'm an only child. My mother is a very good cook. He cooks Filipino style spaghetti really well. So ang ginamit ko, he. Pero I was speaking about my mother. Sa ganung pagkakataon, just leave it like that, and then bawi ka na lang. In fact, her Filipino spaghetti gained her popularity, and she was featured in KMD. Joke lang. Uy, invento lang yun But yeah, bawi ka na lang doon. Like, she was featured in a very popular TV show because of her spaghetti, and it became a really popular business in our town. Ganun. Pwede ka rin naman mag-invento if you want. Pero panindigan mo lang yun, ha? If kaya mo. So, yun. Do you still remember when I used the pronoun he? Hindi. Kasi ang naalala mo is, she was featured in a TV show. Wow, amazing. I want to be featured in a TV show one day. Okay, so there. So, yun. Pagdating sa grammar, relax lang tayo. Sa speaking ha, pag sa writing at saka sa reading, of course, grammar is highly important. Writing and the reading test. So now let's talk about pronunciation. As I mentioned earlier, actually, pronunciation is one of the most important. Why? Why do you think pronunciation is one of the most important components of the grading criteria when it comes to the speaking subtest? Do we have any hands? Any volunteers or people from Zoom? Why do you think pronunciation is one of the most important components or factors why you can probably ace the speaking test? I think I need water. Okay. So, according to some of the videos that I watched online sources of speaking tests, very strong ang accent ng ibang locals, let's say Asian people, or even European. They have a really strong local accent. And even Filipinos. I don't know, parang lahat dito nakapag one-on-one coaching na with me except you because you're a first timer here. So all of you and what's your name again? Dara. Yes. However, nga pala, tomorrow we have a scheduled one-on-one speaking coaching tomorrow. So the whole day, that's the only thing that we're going to do. The difference from the daily one-on-one coaching that we have Thursday, Friday, Saturday is that mas meticulous yung pag-grade at pag-evaluate tomorrow. So, you have to attend. Okay? Will you attend? Yes. So, sabi ko nga kanina, the only reason for you not to be able to ace the test or pass the test is zero preparation. And one way for you to be prepared for the exam is to put yourself in a situation very close to the real thing, which is your one-on-one coaching. Okay? So don't worry, your one-on-one coaching po, it's just the instructor, your coach, me, Sir Kevin, and si Sir Kevin wala pa. So, but it's gonna be me and the student. Yun lang. So it's literally one-on-one. So there's no need for you to be feeling inferior or intimidated by your classmates because this is going to be a one-on-one talk. So we will let you experience the real thing. Okay? So medyo light lang yung mga nangyari ng mga nakaraang weeks, but this for tomorrow, we will do it very close to the real one. So mas strict po tayo sa pag-score at pagdating sa evaluation. Pero hindi ko naman yung pinapakabaha. Chill lang kayo dyan. Pero I hope I see improvements. Especially to those na nakailang coaching na with me. I can name some. So we have Elaine, Arten, and Jade over there hiding or sleeping. So anyway, I'm expecting, uy, nagulat ako kasi Jade, from your first coaching up to the second coaching, ang laki ng improvement. So I appreciate it because you were able to apply the coaching advice that I gave you. And I really appreciate that as an instructor. Kasi it means effective yung naging evaluation. Because if I don't see any changes or I can't evaluate any improvements, most probably I'm not that effective. So I'm not saying that we're gonna go. I'm just saying that I appreciate your effort na in-apply mo at nag-aral ka. Kasi ano yan eh, it's a teamwork, okay? I get to help you, I get to coach you, pero depende pa rin yan sa'yo if you're really going to put that extra mile, go that extra effort in order for you to improve. So, sa kagaya ni Shen, na malapit nang mag-exam, as I was saying, Shen, tomorrow is the only focus for tomorrow is the coaching class. Okay? So, ilan kaya kayo tomorrow? Para matansya ko kung anong oras ako matatapos. Like all of you? Are you gonna be here tomorrow? For those, tapos plus yung mga nasa Zoom pa, oh. So we have 10 participants in Zoom. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 26. Oh my gosh. Bigla akong tinabahan. Hindi, joke lang. So, kasi usually, I take 20 minutes per student. Medyo matagal. Kasi gusto kong ina-evaluate ng very meticulously. So, it's 20 minutes. So, pala gawin ko lang ng 15 minutes. Because you are 26 students kapag a-attend yung mga nandito. Actually, 25. I'm not good with math, so kailangan ko na calculate. Okay, so that's 375 minutes divided by 60. Oh, galing ko, ano? Kala nyo, divided by 60. 6 hours? So I'm gonna finish at 3 p.m. tomorrow? Okay lang. Kasi today naman, we don't have a coaching class after the lecture. And on Saturday, we don't have a coaching class after the lecture. So if we finish at around 3 p.m. tomorrow, then it's okay. Pero magpalista kayo para din, kasi di ba, yung waiting time nyo, ayun din naman masayang yung oras nyo kakahintay. So, magpa-schedule na lang kayo today before we say our farewells. Okay? Grabe naman sa farewell. Pag kasi farewell yung parang, ang tagal nyo magkikita. Like, goodbye. So, dapat daw, ang sasabihin mo lang, if ever magkikita ulit tayo, tomorrow or next week, you just gotta say, see you later, alligator. Hindi, joke lang. See you later, ganyan lang, okay? Because when you say goodbye and you say farewell, parang medyo may hugot yun na parang, uy, ilang taon tayo hindi magkikita, or it's like you have a deep connection with that person, or you have a relationship with that person. That's why you say goodbye or farewell. But anyways, pronunciation is highly, highly important. Why? Simply because depending on your pronunciation, it also changes the meaning of words. So we will be highlighting this area later. Okay? So let's first talk about the common mistakes with fluency and cohesion. Let's take a look at this photo. Let's have a short picture description activity. Okay, any hands? Can you please tell me what you see in this photo? Not literally, because I know she's a woman, definitely. But what I'm trying to say is, what kind of emotion can you depict or convey from her? Any volunteers? Sorry? Oh yeah, that's a very good observation. She's biting her nail. It is associated with what kind of emotion? Anxiety or feeling anxious. That's right. Anxiety. What else? What are the synonyms of anxiety? Oh, ayaw niyo mag-volunteer. Magtatawag ako. Sige. What are the synonyms of anxiety? Yeah? Ano po ang synonym ng anxiety? Confused. She can be confused. Okay, very good. That's a very good answer. Anxiety is associated with a feeling of confusion. When you're confused, you're anxious. In easier terms, anxiety is extreme worriedness or being extremely worried. Why do we feel that? In what certain situations or scenarios in life do we feel anxious or worried or extremely worried or confused? When? Thank you so much, Shen, for that very brilliant answer. Hindi ko ina-expect yung answer na yun. Sobra. But yeah, you're right. When you're taking the IELTS, teka lang, duduktungan ko yun, without prior preparation. Meaning, you have zero expectations, you are 0% familiar on how IELTS goes, definitely ma-anxious ka, right? Definitely, you'll be extremely worried. And definitely, you will be confused. Okay? Like what I experienced on my first time. Bakit ba kasi pinagpilitan ko talaga nung time na yun na i-take yung mock test na hindi ko pa inaaral? Well, anyway, that's a good experience though. At least now, gets ko na yung feeling na to. So, yeah. When we do things for the first time, the tendency is we get confused, we don't know what to do, we are overwhelmed with a feeling of worriness and anxiousness. The tendency is the results turn out to be bad, or the results of the tests will end up not reaching the required band score because hindi ka familiar. Okay? So, isipin natin yung first time natin sa trabaho. Are we expected to know everything? No. That's why there's what you call 2-week training. Sa ibang company nga, 1-month training. So ako, nakwento ko na to sa iba. So I already told you guys that I am working from home as an online ESL teacher. And sa company namin, hindi sila nag-hire ng zero experience. Kasi usually, when you're going to apply for a work from home job, you are expected to have an office experience of the same job. Kasi nga, they cannot teach you remotely. Or then, maybe your company doesn't offer any training. But usually, if you apply for an office-based job or a site-based job, you are going to be given training period. Hindi ka parang isa lang agad-agad. Right? Pwera na lang kung talagang short staff na or may mga ganun din namang mga pagkakataon or company. But me, I wouldn't do that. If I'm the CEO or the owner of the company or the supervisor, I would not let an employee start without any training. Because the tendency is what? Committing a lot of mistakes. The tendency is failing the job description, failing the task. So, yon. One way for you to be able to get your required score or ace the test or get a 9 is for you to be attending the IELTS review classes and coaching
Ba
section.
yan?
Okay? Kasi the more na uma-attend ka ng coaching sessions, the more relaxed you become. But it's gonna be a totally different experience kasi baka masanay ka na masyado kay Sir Kevin. Pero natutuwa ako na biglang naging ako na yung coach kasi at least medyo iba na yung experience nyo. Hindi, kasi yung comfort level nyo kay Sir Kevin, baka na-establish na. So, the thing is, since nag-switch kayo sa akin, um, baka yung comfort level, bumalik ulit sa pagiging more anxious, more expectant. Pero okay din yun. At least hindi ka pakampante. But the thing is, the task itself, you need to be familiarized with the task itself. Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3 of the speaking
Paano?
test.
Ano itsura ng sampay mo?
Nilayo-layo ko.
Tapos,
Oh, yan.
What are they talking about?
Bakit?
ay po.
Hi, King.
Sorry.
We'll be muting you. All right. So, afraid, tense, and nervousness. Okay, may mga sumagot po dito sa Zoom and they answered feeling of being afraid and tense and nervous. Exactly. Very good. So now let's talk about these are the causes of kapag hindi ka, when your fluency and your cohesion is not well established, these are the things that happen to you. You feel discomfort, you're nervous, you're self-conscious, and the solution to that is practice. And I always advise practice daily. It's the key, okay? Kahit bigyan mo lang siya ng 15 to 30 minute time of your day for you to be able to get used to the language and get used to the task. Okay, so ganito. As I mentioned before, yung students ko na umuwi ng Philippines, galing Korea, they come here to the Philippines, they speak English 24/7 strictly for straight 3 months. At pagbalik nila ng South Korea, ang laki na ng improvement ng speaking skills nila. Like, big jump start. As in, malaking difference. If I could only just show you the videos of the before and after of the kids, pero hindi kasi pwede kasi confidential yung videos, but you will be really amazed. So, what more tayo na Filipinos? Kasi for Koreans, it's so difficult to know and be familiar with the English language because in Korea, they don't speak the language at all. At wala kang makikitang sa street na nag-English na local Koreans. But in the Philippines, it's actually kind of like our second language already. And hindi na tayo masyadong naninibago when it comes to the rhetorical and the alphabetical, the sentence structure of English because we're used to it. We are living in a modern age wherein kaya na natin, right? Even our alphabet is very similar to the English alphabet. There are some differences, but not so much. Okay, and then limited vocabulary. One cause of stuttering is limited vocabulary. But let me explain first what is stuttering. Everybody knows what stuttering is, right? In Tagalog, nauutal. Or having fillers such as, ganon. Yung hindi mo madiretso yung sasabihin mo because you're stuttering. And one of the reasons why you're stuttering is simply because you're nervous. Kahit naman ako magsastutter ako, if ever hindi ako familiar sa topic na pag-uusapan, I wouldn't find myself confident in topics that are not relevant to what I'm teaching. So, the tendency is I would have a lot of dead air. So, isa yan sa mga ninonote ko palagi sa mga sa speaking coaching sessions natin, na ang daming dead air or ang haba ng dead air. So, one of the causes is being nervous. Okay? So, in order for you to avoid this, you need to equip yourself with more vocabulary words. You need to equip yourself with more synonyms, antonyms. Okay? Limited vocabulary. Well, as I said, 2 to 3 words a day will help you gain a better vocabulary bank. Okay? So, I just want to share this quotation. Everything gets hard before it is easy. So, lahat naman po ng umpisa mahirap. You just have to get used to it. So, in vocabulary, what should you do? Read more. As much as possible, read more English articles, books if you want, or magazines, whatever resources you have, online resources, whatsoever. And then you can observe English speakers. How? You can find resources on YouTube or siguro naman nanonood kayo movies, series on Netflix if you have time. Kung wala naman kayong time, edi make time. Right? I mean, kasi ganito yan Pangarap niyong pumunta ng ibang bansa para naman for some of you, para guminhawa yung buhay. For some of you, for better career opportunities. Sa iba naman, gustong hanapin si forever. We don't know. Relate much yan. So, for whatever reason you have, definitely, pangarap mo to, right? So you have to invest on it. How do you invest on it? The best investment is time. In anything you want to achieve, the best investment is time. Gusto mo so paglaanan mo ng oras. You will be learning a few words from me, from your coaches, every now and then. Yung sinabi ni ma'am, search ko nga. But that's not the only way for you to improve your vocabulary bank. The way for you to really improve your vocabulary bank is exposing yourself to the English language through reading, listening, watching. Kung gusto mo, may mga tropa naman siguro kayo or may mga family members kayo may mga kakilalang afam. Or, di ba very common na yan sa mga Pinoy? Like, I have a cousin, she's married to an American. So, if I really want to improve my English skills, I would probably spend more time with him. You know, ganon. Like, I could probably visit that person a lot or probably kaibiganin ko ganon. So, naalala ko tuloy, i-share ko ba to or hindi? So, I had a friend, sabi niya, attend ka na ng church lang. Sabi ko, ayoko nga umatid ng hormones. Tapos, sabi niya, ayaw mo palang umatid. Sige, pupuntahin ko dyan yung apang. Di pumunta nga sa bahay. Ay, grabe na, magkagawa ko. So, naka-attend ako. And I was like, oh my God. So ngayon, friends na kami. To cut the story short, friends na kami. And we're friends on IG. And we still follow each other on IG. That's such a silly thing, no? Pero the thing is, he mentioned to me na the reason why we became easily close kasi I'm the only person that he can speak English with sa area namin. Sabi ko, yeah, I understand that. Ganyan, ganyan. Pero okay, naging super close naman talaga kami. But yeah. Anyways, kung meron kayong mga ganong opportunity, I'm just saying, grab it. Okay? Not for, hindi para sa kung ano mga reason, but for the reason of you getting the advantage of being familiar with the language. Okay? That was a lot of years ago, huwag niyo ako i-judge. Okay. Does not understand the question. One of the cause of stuttering is you did not understand the question. Ang daming ganitong experience, okay? May mga na-experience ako students na um, kunwari naiintindihan nila yung tanong. Talagang inipilit nila eh. I'm like, alam ko na hindi mo naiintindihan. Sabihin mo na kasi. But nahihiya silang magsabi na, can you please repeat the question? I'm sorry, pardon? I did not hear you. Could you please repeat it? Okay lang naman na sabihin yun eh. Wag lang 5 times. Okay? Mga 1 or 2 times, okay yun. Wag lang paulit-ulit. Kasi baka naman, tigilan na nga natin to. You failed. Baka ganun yung ganun ng examiner. Hindi naman ganun, okay? So, if you did not understand the question, just simply say so. There's nothing better than an honest mistake. And when I say honest mistake, if you acknowledge na hindi mo nga talaga naiintindihan or hindi mo narinig ng maayos. Because let's say hindi mo talaga maintindihan. But pag pinaulit mo, there's a chance for you to understand it a little better. Di ba? Makakalusot ka pa rin eh. Don't give up easily. Okay? So, another solution, bukod sa pagsagot ng can you repeat the question, is know what to expect. Fish for answers and be honest. Know what to expect. And how will you know how to expect what the questions will be? Syempre, kaya nga umattend ng coaching classes for you to know what to expect eh. So, what I do is, bago kami mag-start ng one-on-one coaching, minsan tinatanong ko yung student, kasi sobrang dami, malilito na ako. Feeling ko paulit-ulit na lang yung tatanong ko. So, tatanong ko yung student, di ba I asked you, did I already ask you about this? Did we talk about this topic? Para naman, may variation. Para naman, iba naman yung pag-usapan natin, di ba? So, ganun yung ginagawa ko. Kasi syempre, I can't trust my memory at hindi naman ako AI para matandaan yung mga pinagtatanong ko sa inyo yung first, second, third session, di ba? Lalo na yung mga magdalas kapag coaching. So, paano pa kaya si Sir Kevin, no? Pero, yeah. As much as I want na magkaroon ng variation, hindi naman din may pipilit na minsan magkakapareha yung mga tanong na itatanong ko. Wherein wala naman din problema doon because the questions that I'm asking are the most probable questions to be asked on the IELTS examination. Alright? So again, on part 1 of the exam, it will be about personal questions. Part 2, it's a task card wherein there's a specific topic and there are bullet questions that you need to answer and you will be given only 2 minutes to answer that. Yun yung mahirap sa part 2 eh. Yung 2 minutes ka lang may time para sagutan, pero kailangan mo na substantiate yung answer within that limited time given. And then sa part 3, more of like abstract questions na mas mahirap. Okay. We're gonna take a break at 10:30 because I definitely need to get hydrated with water. May mga nagsasagot dito. Ha? Okay. Wala lang. Nag-uusap lang sila. Alright, so yan po ang mga causes ng stuttering or fillers na. So, wait lang. May isa pa pala akong nakalimutan sabihin. Sa dami ng sinabi, may nakalimutan pa pala, no? So, okay lang pala na gamitin mo yung filler in the beginning of the sentence. For example, hi Shannen, what's your favorite beverage? My favorite beverage is iced coffee. I would appreciate, at this kind of weather, I would highly appreciate a double shot of espresso in my Spanish latte. Oh, naalala niyo ba bang sinabi kong, hindi, di ba? Kasi ang naalala niyo, Spanish Latin. Ano yun? Daming alam mo. So, yon. You can use the in the beginning, wherein it doesn't make it obvious, pero nag-prepare ka pa din eh. Kasi parang mag-isip ka, ano nga ba? Right? But then, it's not bothering, it's not paulit-ulit, and it's not that noticeable. Now, isa din sa dahilan kung bakit magsa-stutter ka at marami kang fillers is kasi sa isip mo, avoid fillers, avoid fillers. Pero sa kakaisip mo nun, the tendency is the more you stutter, the more you add fillers. Okay? So, ito lang isipin mo. It's okay. It's organic. Normally, we do commit fillers. But the thing is, tansyahin mo naman yung sarili mo. Girl, do not overdo it. Okay? Everything is permissible, but overdoing it is gonna make you more obvious, and it's just gonna make it ano yun, hindi magandang pakinggan, alright? Another reason why we stutter and we commit fillers is we are unable to link words, phrases, and sentences to form an idea. Kasi nga, the Filipino grammar structure is different from English grammar structure. Especially yung nang, ang, yung mga ganon, they can't be translated in English. And we need linking words, right? So you have to be knowledgeable with linking words, transition words, in order for you to make a more effective speech. So what are the common linking words that you can use? I guess, I think. Ito isa to sa meron akong Korean student na kapag nag-uusap kami, lagi niyang ginagamit I think. Paulit-ulit, I think. So that's why I corrected her and gave her some other suggestions. So another way of saying I think is, I believe so. Well, for me, or I guess, those are other linking words, phrases. Introducing your opinion. Okay? So, pagdating sa linking words, sa speaking test, hindi kailangan kasing formal ng sa writing. As we know, the writing test is a different topic. It's a different scenario wherein it requires you to write a formal letter with formal tone and context. Pero pagdating sa speaking, hindi kailangang formal. As I said earlier, it has to be a friendly conversation with the right amount of politeness and respect. And then introducing reasons, you can simply say because. My favorite, or the food that I find most appealing in the Philippines is adobo. You can't refrain also from, you should also refrain from Filipino words and expressions, okay? So let's say the question is, hi, yeah, what is your name? My name is Shannen. Hello, can you tell me about your job? And then bigla kang tatanungin, what's your favorite food? Then you can answer, hi, yeah, my favorite food is, magbigay ka lang ng safe answer. My favorite food is pizza. Because whenever I watch Netflix, I chill with my pizza, with my pizza. Ganun. Well, the thing is, gagamitin mo lang because. Why do we encourage you to use because? Because we encourage you to elaborate your answer. Hindi ka lang sasagot ng pizza, okay? You should avoid answering one word with one word, and you should avoid answering with incomplete sentences. Dapat laging complete sentence, answer what is your favorite food, give a reason why that is your favorite food. Okay? Introducing results of something. So, And if you're uncertain, you can use the linking words maybe, probably. Okay, let me give you an example. So, introducing opinions. Kapag tinanong ka, do you agree that there should be a 6-day work week instead of 7-day work, instead of 5-day work week for employees in Manila? I believe having a 6-day work week is like hell. Hindi, joke lang. I mean, pwede rin naman, sagutin mo yun if that's what you really think the answer is. But the thing here is, you use I believe. Of course, you have to justify your answer. It's like hell. Because a 5-day work week is already so stressful. Imagine being stuck in heavy traffic in Manila 5 days a week. Don't you think you deserve a 2-day rest? I really believe that I deserve that rest because then I can unwind. I have time to relax. I have quality time for my family, and it can restart my mind in order to start the Monday or the week fresh. Ganun lang. You don't have to make it super long. 2 to 3 sentences is okay sa part 1. Kasi, sa part 1 naman, personal info lang naman yung hinihingi. Hindi naman para ikwento mo na yung buong week mo, di ba? So, you use I believe. And yung advice na binigay ko sa mga students, do you remember? Kapag agree or disagree ang topic, huwag mo nang pilitin na i-justify yung both sides. Kung agree ka, dun ka na. Kung disagree ka, yun na yung i-justify mo. Why? It will create an opportunity for you to get confused with your answer. I-question mo na din yung sarili mong, like, ano ba talaga pinaniniwalaan ko, right? May pa-I believe ka pa, pero hindi ka pala sure. So, what the heck, right? So, you just stick to one side. Either you agree or disagree with a certain opinion, and then substantiate it with some reasons that are relevant, and of course, give examples. Now, because, ito yung magbibigay ka ng reasons, and then so, for example, the question is, do you agree that intermittent fasting is an effective way to lose weight? So yun yung tanong, intermittent fasting. Ano yun? So, well, kunwari na lang gets mo na yung intermittent, yung fasting. Doon ka na lang mag-focus sa fasting. Fasting, oo. Effective nga yun. Ginagawa ko yun before. So then you can say, yeah, I believe I have experienced fasting for 24 hours. So I am confident that after that I checked my weight and I lost a kilo after 24 hours of fasting. So I do assume that fasting is an effective way of losing weight. Diba? Okay. And then uncertain, maybe, probably. So if you're uncertain, hindi ka sure sa isasagot mo, let's say, do you believe that fasting is an effective way to lose weight? To be honest with you, I have never experienced fasting, but my cousin did. So I saw how much weight she lost. Probably fasting is an effective way. Okay? So okay lang naman na hindi ka sure sa sagot. Okay? Pwede ka naman maging honest about it. Just use the right linking verbs. Words, okay? And then another reason why your fluency and cohesion is in danger is because of ideas lacking organization. And the common cause is too many ideas. Oh, ito. Ito naman para sa mga sobrang daldal at ang dami talagang alam. So anyway, hindi joke lang. Okay lang naman na madami kang alam, pero know your limit. Okay? It's okay to flex what you know and your skills in the English language. It's okay. But it's not okay if you overdo it. Okay? Kasi as a listener or as an examiner, isa lang yung tinanong ko at yun lang yung gusto kong makuhang sagot from you. So meaning, I'm not expecting you to cover any other topic rather than the question itself. Okay? So too many ideas. Teka lang, may ninote ulit ako na dito eh. Narrow down your answer. Focus one simple idea. Okay, yeah. Narrow down your answer. Kung ano yung una mong naisip, stick with it na lang. Okay? Stick with it. Simplify your answer. Give some reasons and examples. Ang pinaka-effective dito is yung prep method. Familiar po ba kayo sa prep method? P-R-E-P. P-R-E-P. Hindi po kayo familiar? Okay, so PREP stands for point, reason, example, and point. Sa mga naka-attend ng writing class last Saturday, hindi Saturday na to, but 2 Saturdays ago, tinuro ko yung PREP method eh. Pero yung ibang nasa Zoom, napakinggan niyo po kung ano yung PREP method, right? Pero yung mga nandito, feeling ko hindi niyo siya napakinggan. So I'm just gonna repeat it. So a prep method is a way for you to organize your ideas. It's a structure of speech. Okay? So the prep method is simply state your points, give the reason or reasons why you agree or disagree on a certain topic, cite examples related to the topic, and point number 4, summarize and reiterate your point. Okay? For example, our topic is, ano ba yung common na tinatanong sa IELTS? Do you believe that women, who is a better communicator? Men or women? So pili ka lang ng isa, remember. It's either you defend one side or the other. So let's say your answer is women. I believe that women are better communicators. Reason, because women are more expressive, they have more emotional and they are more emotionally prepared to express themselves. Examples. When my mom and dad were fighting, my mom was the one who spoke a lot while my dad was just there quiet in the corner. Therefore, I do believe that women are better communicators. Mga ganun lang. Hindi ko naman sinabing ganun na ganun yung sasagot niya. But that's an example of a prep method. Madali, di ba? Very easy. You just have to state your point. Na ang point ko, mas better communicators ang women. Reason ko is because women are better at expressing themselves, their emotions. They are more outspoken compared to men. Ang example na binigay ko is my parents fighting and my mom being taklesa, right? Point, the fourth one, point is reiterating my idea or my opinion and of course concluding. In the last point, yung prep, yung pinaka-last point, pwede ka rin magbigay ng a little bit of a, what do you call that? I forgot the word eh. Parang bibigyan mo siya ng, pwede mong bigyan ng quotation na related dun sa topic. Ganon. Tapos finish it up or wrap it up with something. But that's not necessary in IELTS. But yeah, that's it. Very simple prep method, right? Okay, so let's have our break time. 10 minutes. Please be back after 10 minutes. All right, so we will be resuming with today's lecture. Okay, so we are still talking about ideas, how well you can organize your ideas. If there are too many ideas, how can you trim down those ideas and how you can limit the information that you're going to share or give. So there are these 5 techniques. So we have here, what did I do? Okay. First one is, of course, you need to arrange your ideas, and there are different techniques on how you can arrange your ideas. But the thing is, depending on sa task na nire-require, okay? It's not applicable. Like, for example, the chronological order is not applicable in all questions or tasks that are being required because chronological order talks about the order of a routine or how the time that the task or the routine is being done. Chronological order. It talks about the time. And don't worry, handouts will be given after this class. I mean, not printed copies because I really don't know how to manage the printer in the office, but definitely there's gonna be a soft copy of this. Pero okay din naman na nag-write down kayo ng notes. Why? Because when you're writing the information, mas higher yung retention level once you are taking down notes. So, hindi ko kayo pipigilan dyan. Okay, arranging ideas in accordance of time. This is what chronological order talks about. For example, can you please describe your daily routine? Okay? Can you please describe your weekday routine? Is it any different from your weekend routine? So you can say something such as, ever since I started becoming an IELTS instructor here at Niners, my sleeping routine has officially changed. Before, I used to sleep at 2 to 3 a.m., and then I would wake up at 10 or 11 a.m., so I know that's a really bad habit. However, ever since I started, I also started sleeping at around 10 or 11-ish in the evening, and definitely I would wake up at around 6 a.m. So the reason why I wake up at 6 a.m. is because I live quite far from the office or from the review center, so I need to prepare for an hour, and then travel time would be 30 to 45 minutes, depending on the traffic. After that, I would grab a coffee at any nearby coffee shop, probably McDonald's, which is just across the corner. Again. After that, I will start my lectures at around 9 a.m., depending on what time they're going to open the office, because sometimes I'm already here at around 8:30, but then nobody's here to open the gate. So I wait until 9 a.m. and then I prepare my technical gadgets, such as my laptop, the projector. And the lecture lasts for around 3 hours, so around 12 noon, the lecture ends, and then I would normally get a short lunch break in between, but then if I have coaching classes or coaching sessions right after the lecture, I would just finish up the coaching sessions first before I eat lunch at around 2 p.m. After that, I'd head straight back home. It would take me around 30 to 45 minutes to arrive home. After that, around 4 p.m., I get ready for my online classes. So my online classes last until 9 p.m. or sometimes 9:30, depending on the student availability. And then I have my skincare routine at around 10 p.m. And then around 11 p.m., it's time for bedtime. Not ganun lang. That's the chronological order. If it requires you to use the chronological order. So, bakit ko ba describe yung daily routine ko? Well, that's only during Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. So basically, that's it. And then, we have the spatial order. Okay. Huwag kayong malito hindi siya special order. It's spatial. It talks about space, meaning it pertains to directions. So sa pagkakataon na to, if they're requiring you to describe the direction, like, where do you live? Or you can describe where you live, pero not at a point na kailangan mo nang i-describe yung buong detalye ng bahay mo because most probably that person wouldn't be in, the examiner wouldn't be interested in knowing how to get to your house. But then, if it requires you to use the spatial order, it means you need to be knowledgeable when it comes to adjectives pertaining to direction and prepositional words and phrases that will help you describe the directions of a place. At saka dapat maalam din kayo sa directions. Kasi, I believe you will be using that when you live abroad, right? Because on your first few weeks, hindi mo pa masyado kabisado the place eh. So you would need to know how to ask for directions or how to listen and get the directions, okay? So, importante din yung spatial order. Causal order is cause and effect, okay? What do you think are the causes? Okay, I think that these are the causes and these are the effects. Ganyan. And then problem solution order. So if the question is requiring you to answer what your opinion is regarding a problem, you're not just going to say your opinion, but you're also going to suggest a solution. Okay? And then the last one is topical order. This is the most common one because, when there's a specific topic, what you have to make sure that you provide is the most important part, which is the main idea, and of course, substantiate your topic with subtopics. For example, ang topic nyo is, what do you think is the solution to the heavy traffic in the metro? Ganyan. So, you can talk about, well, that is the topic, the solution to the heavy traffic in the metro. So you can have 3 subtopics, okay? For example, first solution that I can think of is, ano bang mga solution nga pala sa heavy traffic? Well, different office hours, I guess. Kasi ang problema kasi, sabay-sabay yung rush hour. So, if magkakaroon ng shifting ang mga company, then different shifting hours. So, second, limit the or jeepney, yung pinapatupad ngayon, yung wala na raw yung mga jeepney. Ano tawag na? In Metro Manila, like, they're discouraging the use of jeepney already. Or is it already gone? Tagal mo kasi hindi nag-Manila eh. What? Are there still jeepneys in Manila? Hindi pa rin pala nananalo. Well, that's good, I guess, for some commuters who are on the budget. Pero, yun nga, encourage individuals or provide job opportunities in provinces or towns, not in Metro Manila. Kasi ang problema, why is Metro Manila so populated, right? It's because of most job opportunities and higher salaries are in Manila. But if the government will be providing better options for employees, better job opportunities in provinces or towns, then most probably, hindi na kailangang mag-Manila ng iba, right? Or probably, yung Manila rate and provincial rate ng mga employees, you're just gagawin ng same. Isa yun sa mga solution. So, what I'm talking about is there's a main idea, you have subtopics that you want to explain, but of course, para hindi lang maging scattered yung ideas mo, you can at least give 3 points, 3 subtopics to prove your point or to give your answer. Okay? All right. Do you have any questions so far from people via Zoom? Or how about people here? Do you have any questions? All right. Kailangan bilisan ko. You know why? I want you guys to watch the video. Nasa slide 10 pa lang. Skip na kaya natin iba. Just kidding. All right, so one of the other reasons or problems, mistakes that examinees had in the past is hesitation and self-correction. Ito sobrang malaking deduction ang nakukuha ng mga nag-hesitate. Okay? Hesitation talks about you not being to respond immediately or you not being to respond accordingly to the question. Okay? Cellphone ko pala yun. Joke lang. It's not mine. Pero hindi ko rin sinailan. That's a good reminder to silent my phone. All right, so hesitation, it means you not being confident enough to answer. Well, probably because you are not knowledgeable about the question, or probably you are too conscious making mistakes. So focusing too much on vocabulary and grammar, this will hinder you from becoming fluent, from becoming efficient with your answers. Kapag masyado kang nakafocus sa vocab at sa grammar. That's why earlier, although part siya ng grading criteria, I'm just saying that it is important, but not as important as pronunciation and fluency cohesion. Okay? So, huwag ka masyadong ma-overwhelm kung feel mo bigla kang na mental block sa vocabs and grammar mo, sa grammar knowledge mo, okay? Or you've been committing extra mistakes already. Don't focus too much on that. Or else mo overwhelm ka, tapos it will drag your energy down, okay? Oh, you can't see it? Sorry. So, commit to your answers and do not make mistakes obvious. This is what I've discussed earlier, that if ever man na magkaroon ka ng grammar error, make sure that hindi ka masyadong mag-focus doon and make sure that you do not highlight it by correcting yourself. That it's not necessary. All you have to do is move on from it. And yeah, I already gave you an example earlier. Changing answers in the middle of speaking. Ito, kapag ginawa mo to, it will just make you less credible. Okay? It will make you sound like you're not sure of what you're actually trying to say. So, ang key dito, kailangan mabilis ka mag-isip. Alright? Think fast. Mga 1 to 2 seconds. Well, yeah, you have to exercise that. You need to practice. You need to prepare for that kind of scenario. Think as fast as you can before you talk. And of course, anticipate questions. And you can only do that through putting yourself in a situation wherein you are close to the real, actual exam or speaking test, which is you can do it at home or we're giving you the chances to do it here in the review center, wherein in the past 3 weeks, 3 weeks, I've been encouraging most of you to attend the speaking coaching sessions after every lecture. So I'm glad that most of you did that. Pero meron din namang iba dito na parang sobrang natatakot or I don't feel like I'm intimidating. I feel like Sir Kevin is more intimidating than me, right? I'm not saying that he's so, hindi ko naman kayo tinatakot like, oh, attend din kayo ng coaching session ni Sir Kevin. It's just that I feel like I'm taking it in a very light way. Well, anyways, yun na nga. You have to think fast. Long pauses or keeping quiet. Ito yung sinasabi kong dead air. Okay? You have to avoid the dead air because it indicates that you were not able to understand the question or you're not knowledgeable about a certain topic that is being brought up. So, isa sa mga dahilan kung bakit ang dami mong long pauses or bigla kang napapatahimik, kasi nag-isip ka ng malalim and your goal is, kailangan ko makaisip ng sagot na nakaka-impress. Diba? But the thing is, it's not necessary. Okay? It's not an intelligence test. IELTS is not an intelligence test. Remind yourself, you're talking to a friend, you're sharing your opinion. At the same time, you have to maintain the right balance of being polite and respectful. So, huwag mo nang pilitin yung sarili mo to come up with impressive answers. But there are people na sadyang impressive na sila. The moment you talk to them, oh wow, okay, I know this person is kind of unique and impressive, ganon. She has a good range of vocabulary words in her bank, or probably she is very fluid, that's why she shows so much confidence. But alam kasi nila ng mga examiners when you're being natural and kapag pilit lang. So don't overdo it. Be yourself, okay? The simpler it is, the better. Because no pressure, tapos mas ma-express mo yung ideas mo and a better flow. Okay? So yun yung goal natin. Magkaroon ka ng natural speaking tone. Okay? Next, distracted, daydreaming. Well, ito, I'll just mention it again. Naalala niyo sabi ko sa inyo that before you take the IELTS test, it should be a holistic preparation. When I say holistic, it means you have to be physically, emotionally, mentally, and ano ba exactly? Physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually prepared. Kasi baka may mga bumabagabag sa'yo or may mga situation ka sa buhay mo na parang alam mo yun, nakaka-distract talaga. So, I think, pero hindi ko naman sinasabing, tao lang din kasi kayo. Minsan bigla na lang talaga may nangyayari, right? We can't avoid that from happening. And all of us, we have different coping mechanisms. Lahat tayo, may iba tayong paraan kung paano mag-cope up sa stress. However, do not let anything distract you on that day. Okay? Kung pwede lang, siguro abstinence muna kayo ng jowa mo sa pakipag-usap. Like, don't talk to her or him muna for 2 weeks before the exam para lang maiwasan yung conflict or yung mga, alam mo yung tampuhan or away or kung yung asawa mo ang toxic, sabihin mo, teka lang, mag-apartment muna ako ng 2 weeks. Tapos pinagdudahan ka pa. No. What I'm saying is, try to prepare holistically, okay? Don't siguro iwas din muna sa inom. Kasi di ba, alam ka naman mag-take ka ng test, may hangover ka. So it will definitely distract you, okay? Focus on the exam. Hindi lang sa mismong araw, pero a few weeks prior to the exam so that you will come prepared. Sayang kaya yung 13K. Diba? Like, think of that. And then, think of better or appropriate words. Yes, that's right. So, instead of thinking of highfalutin, what's that word again? I keep forgetting it. Hang on. I'm gonna get it right. And I can't. Yeah. Instead of thinking of highfalutin words or words that are too complex or na pa-impress ka, ganyan, just keep it simple. Sabi nga nila, less is more, right? Less talk, less mistakes. Pero that's not applicable in the speaking test because you need to be able to speak more in the speaking test. What I'm trying to say is maybe less of the difficult or complex words. And I always say that don't put yourself in a situation wherein you know you will be tangled and you know that you can't get out of it. So, yun na nga. Just keep it simple. Okay? And make use of available words. Kung ano lang yung unang pumasok sa isip mo, even though that's a simple word, then that's okay. Ngayon naman, may isa pang problema. Short answers. Ito yung mga sumasagot na, may mga tanong ako like, what are your hobbies? Tapos ang sagot lang, playing badminton. Playing badminton. Yun lang yung sagot niya. Hindi man lang, well, one of the things that I like doing most during my leisure time is playing badminton. Pwede naman ganun eh. Pero wag naman playing badminton. Okay? So that's like just a one-word answer. And that's a no-no when it comes to IELTS speaking test. It is highly encouraged that you complete your sentence at saka sa part 1 ng test mo, you will be answering the question with 1 to 3 sentences. Okay na yon. Pero kasi yung pinaka-speaking test, it will last for only 15 minutes. So let's say, naka 5 minutes ka. I think the last one, yung part 3, yun yung pinaka-time consuming. Because the questions and the answers are more complex, diba? But when it comes to the intro or the first part, you just keep it simple. Of course, relevant. Okay? So, responding to questions using one word or sentence. No structure. Speaking task 2. So, sa speaking task 2, um, teka lang ha. Kasi sa speaking task 2, as far as I know, there is a topic and there are some bullet points. Okay? I'll show you an example. Hang on. So, wait lang. I-share ko ulit yung screen ko. I'm just gonna open the file. Alright, wait a minute. Recent. Kung ano na yung nakita niyo, wait lang ha. Oh, ito. Right, so this is the PPT that I prepared. Okay. Share ko muna sa Zoom. Ayan, nakikita niyo? Okay, so this is an example of part 2 speaking test. So this is a task card. It has a specific task, a task card. And then these are the bullet points that you have to make sure you incorporate these answers to substantiate the main topic. So it's asking you to describe something you own which is very important to you. Hindi ka lang sasagot ng my gold necklace. Okay, hindi lang yon. Of course, you have to answer. Paraphrase the question. Describe something you own which is very important to you. Okay. There is a gold necklace that I own, and it was from my grandmother. Actually, late grandmother, because she passed away a few years ago. I've had it for 3 years now. I've been keeping it in my treasure box because every time I miss her, I would look at the necklace and remember her. I use it on special occasions, especially family occasions wherein um, whenever I flex that necklace, my aunts and uncles would know that that necklace belonged to my grandmother, and it would kind of like bring the feeling of nostalgia. And I really find that necklace important to me since my grandmother is one of the most important people in my life. I took care of her for a good 2 years before she passed away because she needed a lot of assistance, and I was there during her last days. She's a very important person to me because she taught me a lot of things, and I'm the closest to her. I'm the closest grandchild to her. Yun lang. Pero I think you have 2 minutes to talk. Pero hindi naman mahirap, di ba? It's very easy. Where did you get it from? How long do you have it? What do you use it for? Sinasangla ko ba? And explain why it is important to you. Huwag na yung magsalita mga ganun na. Kasi may hirapan lang din kayo. I mean, you can invent stories, you can make up stories, that's okay. But not too complex. Okay, let's go back to our original PPT. Hala. Ayan, okay. Is it visible to everyone? Yes. Okay. So yun yung sinasabi nating structure pagdating sa speaking task 2. And you will become more familiar with that if you keep attending the one-on-one coaching sessions. Okay, another problem or mistake that is most common is getting off topic. Why do we get off topic? Simply because you talk too much or you get carried away. Because our minds are very playful and very creative, so sometimes we get too carried away. That's why limit your answers to 3 to 4 sentences only. Okay? Ang key dito, know when to stop and know what to say. Yung pinaka-importante lang talaga, yun lang yung sasabihin mo. Okay? The unnecessary and irrelevant info is not necessary to mention. They would not care about that anyways. Now, let's talk about common mistakes with vocabulary and lexical resource. Okay. Una sa lahat, how confident are you with your vocabulary bank? Of course, again, it boils down to the topic. Do not come unprepared. Okay? Preparation is definitely key. Okay? So, Filipinos have what you call Filipino slangs or what you call Taglish words and expressions. You should refrain from using those during the speaking test. Sa Korea, meron din tinatawag na Konglish, kung saan Koreans lang nakakaintindi ano ibig sabihin nun. At yung Taglish din naman, Filipinos lang din naman ang nakakaalam kung anong ibig sabihin nun. Okay? So your examiners are not Filipino. Probably they've been living in the Philippines for a good 2 to 3 years or more. Probably yung iba sa kanila nakapangasawa ng Filipino. That's why they have permanent residency in the Philippines. But that doesn't mean that they are knowledgeable with Taglish words and expressions. That doesn't mean that they're knowledgeable or aware with Taglish slangs or Filipino slangs. Kaya don't expect na alam nila kung ano man yung mga utter mo na words na Taglish, okay? At saka, Filipinos may be one of the biggest population in the world at maraming Pinoy talaga sa buong mundo, but don't feel so important. Don't expect examiners to know your language or to know what adobo means, to know what sinigang means. If you can't translate it to English, just describe it. Okay? What is your favorite food? Sinigang. Sinigang yung sagot mo. Ano yung translation into English? Does anybody have any English translation to sinigang? Pork sinigang? Pork stew with tamarind broth. Ang hirap, no? Pwede bang pizza na lang isagot mo kahit hindi? Pwede. At least, you simplified it. Sure ka sa answer mo. Hindi mo na ilalagay yung sarili mo sa melting pot. Okay? Ginisa yung sarili no? You just sauteed yourself. So, no, don't do that. Of course, you have to make sure that you are well understood by the examiner. At ikaw din sa sarili mo, alam mo din yung ine-explain mo, right? Pero kung talagang yun talaga yung nasabi mo, yung sinigang talaga, then panindigan mo na lang. Okay? Pork stew with tamarind broth. And the good thing about pork sinigang is the good thing about that dish is that it is incorporated with a lot of vegetables, such as, ayan, yung vegetable. Wag na pala, wag ka na explain. Ano ba sa English yung pechay? So it has taro. Taro kasi, yun yung, hindi nyo alam taro, gabi. O ngayon, alam nyo na. Taro is gabi. Okay? Pag order kayo ng milk tea, taro kayo ng taro, hindi nyo alam gabi pala yun. Actually, I just recently found out about that too. Because I was like, what is taro? And why does it taste so sweet? And then when I searched it, gabi pala yun. But it tastes good. And they put like an ube color. So parang akala mo ube lang yung taro, but actually it's not. It's gabi. So the pork stew with tamarind broth is incorporated with several vegetables that are actually good for your health, like taro, tomatoes, onions, radish, and sinigang mix. Nag-promote ka pa, di ba? Oh, if you wanna make it taste better, you have to just add sinigang mix. Well, that's like an artificial flavor, additional flavor. Oh my god. Anyways, so ayun na nga. Avoid misusing words. How? By avoiding complex or highfalutin words such as flabbergasted or yung mga ginagamit ko minsan like incorporate. Incorporate, ibig sabihin lang nun mix or add. So, yung mga ganong words, kung hindi ka man confident how to use those words in a sentence or ikaw mismo, you're not sure of the meaning, just avoid it so that you can also avoid misusing the words. Repeated use of specific words. Ito, ang mga Pinoy, ang hilig ulit-ulitin yung word na very. I'm very, very happy. Di ba? Pwede naman sabihin, I'm extremely happy today. Di ba? Ang ganda pakinggan. O kaya, the pizza that I ordered last night is very, very big. Pwede namang, it was huge. Hindi mahirap yung word, but at least you didn't repeat the word very. Okay? Alam mo, it's very, very cold. Wait lang, totoo na yan. It's ano? It's what? It's freezing? Yeah, actually it is. Tama na, tama to. I'm a strong, independent woman. Paano ba? Pero hindi pala alam adjust yan. Does not So this one, do you need me to adjust it? Really? Oh, sige, adjust ko. Lalamigan ko pa. I mean, 22 is okay? Ano ba siya kanina? Ayan, 25. Hindi pwede na mas malamig dito, tapos dito di gaano. Ay, hindi na mas pare-pareho lang para bukas pare-pareho tayong sinisipon. No classes! Just kidding. Alright, so yeah, avoid repeating words, avoid, like for example, ginamit mo na yung adjective na to, try mo naman iba naman, okay? Okay lang naman ulitin like twice, pero wag naman more than 5 times. And I feel like, kaya po kayo umattend ng vocabulary lecture the other week is for you to be encouraged to learn a lot about vocabulary. Kailangan ko na talagang bilisan because I need you to watch the video that I want you to watch. Okay, bilisan ko na. Overuse of transitional signals. Substitute transitional devices you use in writing with more common words to sound natural. Okay, so yung transitional words sa writing, hindi po natin yan i-apply sa speaking kasi nga masyado yun formal. So, to make you sound more natural, just use words that are simple. Overuse of adverbs. Looking for synonyms of words. Look for synonyms of words that require modifiers. Okay. For example, teka lang, may mga nilista ako dito. So instead of saying very, very small, you can say you can just use the word tiny, very fast, speedy, very big, or another replacement for very is extremely, okay? Or severely, if you're talking about a sickness. Okay, another common mistake when it comes to vocabs and lexical resource is parroting the examiner. Ang mga Pilipino kasi mahilig yan mag-ulit-ulit, like mag-mock ng mga sinasabi ng ibang tao. So don't do that. You can always paraphrase whatever the examiner said. For example, what is your favorite hobby? You can answer by saying, iwasan mong sabihin, my favorite hobby is, yun yung tinatawag natin parroting. So instead, you should just paraphrase it and say, one of the most enjoyable activities that I find during my leisure time is yada yada yada. Whatever man yung sagot mo. Okay, standard introduction. Introduce the topic in a less obvious manner. Okay, less obvious manner, meaning, so speaking task 2, describe an important thing that you own. Okay? So, hindi ka para sa mag-start as one important thing that I own that is so important to me. I find it so important. Pwede mo naman gamitan ng ibang word. It's valuable. It's essential. Okay. Murmuring in Filipino. Murmuring. Mahilig ang mga Pilipino. Lalo na yung, naalala ko yung mga ibang nag-speaking sessions with me. Sometimes when you were trying to ask me to repeat the words, like, parang gumaganon kayo, like, parang ganon. So try to avoid that because they wouldn't understand it and most probably they wouldn't appreciate you speaking in Filipino when you're having an English test. Speaking test pa. Okay? Now, kasi magpa-murmur ka kasi hindi mo maisip agad kung ano yung gusto mong sabihin. Let's say, for example, my favorite hobby is playing badminton. In badminton, you have to play it with either two opponents or one versus one or two versus two. Ano na nga yung English ng, ano tawag doon yung shuttlecock, di ba? Sabihin na natin nakalimutan mo yung shuttlecock. Kasi ang hirap naman talaga minsan, di ba? Or minsan alam mo yung word pero bigla na lang nag-slip. It happens. Well, to me, it happens as well. No matter how often I use the English language, I have experienced slips or mental block. So you can just describe it. In badminton, we use a ball with feathers. Ganon, okay? So, gamitan mo lang ng a little bit of creativity and describe what it is that you're pertaining to. Now, ayan na, malapit na tayo sa video. Common mistakes with grammar. Ang pinaka-common mistake sa grammar is the interchanging of pronouns. Him, her. Okay, one of the coaching sessions that I had, ang tanong ko kasi, who is your favorite artist? Or who is your favorite singer? Tapos sabi niya, ang introduction niya, she is a very popular person. Tapos biglang sabi niya, Justin Bieber. Sabi niya. So, nalito ako because sabi niya muna she eh. Tapos biglang sabi niya Justin Bieber. So, wait. He pala dapat. Okay? So, yun yung pinaka-kailangan niyong focusan. Yung mga pronouns niyo. Gamitin niyo ng maayos. Okay? Hindi pa rin ako makaget over na sa Justin Bieber. Andito ba siya? Feel ko wala. But anyway, that was a fun session. Okay, next. Unfinished or incomplete sentences. So please try to avoid incomplete sentences. Napaka-basic na to because actually this is what I ask my online students to do whenever kasi speaking classes yung sa amin eh. So I'm asking them questions in order for them to practice their speaking skills. So whenever I find them answering, meron talaga akong malditang student, sabi ganun. So, hi, let's say her name is Julie. Hi, Julie. How was your weekend? Good. Oh, really? That's nice. Well, can you tell me a little bit about your weekend? What did you do? Sabi naman niya, stay home. Ganon. Nakaka-imbay. Pero syempre, di ko pwedeng ipahalata. So I just said, really? Can you try describing it in full sentences? Yon. Lagi namin nire-require answer in complete and finished sentences. Okay? And then, one of the common mistakes is subject-verb agreement. I remember last week or a few weeks ago, we had a lesson about subject-verb agreement. And that's one of the lessons in grammar that is highlighted. Why? Because it's highly important. The reason why it's highlighted is because it's highly important. And of course, you have to make sure that you have to be knowledgeable about your subject and verb agreeing with each other. It's being knowledgeable and mastering subject verb agreement is not such a strict rule, but then it indicates how well of a communicator you are. Inappropriate personal pronouns, gender. My father is a businessman and she knows how to make money. Make sure that you use the correct pronouns, okay? So sabihin na natin nagkamali ka sa pronoun. Bawi ka na lang, huwag mo nang i-correct. Like, my father is a businessman and she knows how to make, he knows how to make, wag nang ganon, okay? Bawi ka na lang, like, my father is a businessman and she knows how to make money. In fact, he's one of the most well-known businessmen in Manila, especially in the engineering sector. Mga ganyan. So, although nagkamali ka doon, pinalampas mo, bumawi ka na naman sa mga susunod mong sentences. And that's okay. It's okay not to be okay. Series yun. Watch it on Netflix. Joke lang. And then nouns and pronouns contradict in number. Ito, very confusing to when your nouns and pronouns are contradicting in number. I think students should not be forced to do unpaid work for the community because he should be enjoying his life. You were talking about students, parang naging singular yung subject, bigla-bigla, right? They, okay? They should be enjoying their lives. Prepositions. Eto, very important din ang prepositions. Why? Especially prepositions of place. So, nagtatanong, like, because in the future, you'll be using this, okay? For example, your boss asks you, hey, do you mind if I borrow your pair of scissors? Oh yeah, I left it in the table. So akala niya nasa drawer. Doon pala, it's under the table pala kasi nahulog. So we make sure you have to use the right prepositions, okay? Because that's also important, even though some of you might think that it's a subtle or a minor area, but it actually plays a big role. Solution. Complete a sentence in your head before delivering it. So, isa sa pinaka-effective ways for you to complete a sentence in your head is think in English. Kapag sasagot na po kayo, wag nyo nang isipin in Tagalog. You have to think the answer in English in order for you to provide the English answer na rin. Okay? Always remember, think in English. Develop it in your mind, in your head first before delivering it. Okay? Ito na. Common mistakes with pronunciation. So we already talked about the common mistakes with fluency and cohesion, the common mistakes with vocabulary and lexical resource, and the common mistakes in grammar. Kung napapansin nyo, very short lang yung mistakes sa vocabulary and lexical resource and grammar because as I said, ang mas importante po sa speaking is your pronunciation and fluency and cohesion, right? Let's take a look at this. Very simple picture. What can we say about... Ah, may sumagot ng chismis! Maritesan! Really though? What does this picture mean? So I want to hear some answers from the Zoom participants. Okay, I do have an answer to your question already about the orange book. The orange book. Wait, I'll tell you later after the lecture. Mm. Okay, walang sumagot sa mga taga-Zoom. So I'm gonna be asking people from here. Okay, somebody said, "Kiss me." Well, it pertains to this photo is how effective you are when it comes to your enunciation, articulation, and whatsoever. And of course, your accent. Okay? Alright. Bakit importante yung pronunciation? Again, pronunciation is so important because when you pronounce it in the wrong way, it also changes the meaning of the word. Especially kung hindi naman familiar ang mga foreigners sa tinutukoy mo or sa Filipino pronunciation. So the same example is, do you remember, sana hindi yun na maalala, parang fresh naman sa inyo yung example na to. So for example, you went to the beach with your foreign coworkers or your foreign boss. Okay? And then, may mga kasama kayong mga chicks, ganyan, o kaya kasama nila yung mga girlfriend nila or jowa, ganyan. So then, sabay-sabay kayong nasa beach. Tapos, sabi mong ganun, very confident ka pa. Wow! This bitch is so beautiful. Bigla kang gumanon, di ba? So, what? Biglang uminit yung ulo ng kasama mo kasi he thought you were pertaining to the girl. Na, wow, maganda pala yung kasama mong chicks, bitch, right? No, 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 that's not what I meant. What I was trying to say, the sea, the ocean, the beach is beautiful. So, see, there's a miscommunication because of the wrong pronunciation. That's why you have to be very aware of these kinds of subtle mistakes, okay? So, examples are rich and reach, mayaman at abutin, sap and zap, pale and fail, ban and van. Okay, ban and van. Ito yung, kaya ito yung nakalista dito, it's because most Filipinos interchange long E vowel sounds and long I vowel sounds. Short I. Short I is it, and then long E is E. Remember, I taught you that when you're pronouncing the long E vowel sound, you have to be able to show your teeth and smile. Kaya whenever you're in a photo studio, they most likely would say cheese because the long E sound has something to do with how you form your mouth. Or it makes you smile. Simply as simple as that. And then many Filipinos actually na-experience ko din to sa speech coaching classes. Marami talagang PNF. Na-interchange nyo ang PNF. And then ban and van, B and V. At isa pa, yung TH tsaka yung T. The and T or the and the. TH, voice TH and letter D. Okay. So ano daw ba ang cause ng mispronunciation? Nainit. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. So, eto. Too excited or nervousness. So it boils down again to being too excited or being too nervous. And one way for you to control that is to take deep breaths and also to use hand gestures. I would always advise every one of you make use of your hand gestures. Why? Kasi when you're making hand gestures, hindi naman ibig sabihin all throughout the discussion or the speaking test you're gonna be doing hand gestures kasi mukha ka naman tanga nun. What I'm trying to say is hand gestures are actually coming out naturally. If you're an effective speaker, you can't help but make use of hand gestures, okay? And also, hand gestures help you allocate that specific energy that you have through the use of your hands, okay? So when you're too excited, isa sa tinuro sa akin ng speech coach ko nung college, okay, nakakaba, sasalang ka sa extempo speaking or impromptu speaking, wherein hindi mo alam you don't have prior knowledge about the topic. So the tendency is kakabahan ka. So what you can do, instead of being nervous, ang gagawin mo, you are going to convert the nervousness into excitement. Yung positive. Because nervousness is being negative about the situation. So if you turn it into excitement, you turn out to be more positive and more happy about the situation. Okay, so don't talk too fast. Teka lang, meron akong babasahin about that. I read this online as well. It is recommended that you pace how you speak as fillers when you talk too fast. Instead of using fillers, pause for a bit to form your following sentences. This makes you appear more articulate with how you speak. And another way para masolusyonan tong pagiging masyado kang mabilis magsalita is record yourself. I believe all of you are using smartphones right now, and you have a voice memo app wherein you can record yourself. Ang awkward pakinggan sa una when you listen to yourself speak. Pero that's the way for you to improve. Kasi self-evaluation, you don't have any other person accountable than yourself. Ikaw na mismo mangbabash sa sarili mo, ay, ganito pala ako magsalita. Ano yun, girl, di kita naintindihan. So, you yourself, you will do self-corrections. Yeah. Since ang coaching classes ay available lang 3 times a week, or minsan, like in this case, tomorrow lang siya available. So, at home, what you can do is record yourself. Go in front of the mirror or take a video of yourself. Actually, yung mga students ko nga, kasi Skype yung gamit namin, so I'm always gonna tell them, all right, I'm gonna play the recording now. I'm gonna start recording so that later we will evaluate your performance. Kaya aware sila that they're being recorded, gagalingan nila, and aayusin nila yung pacing nila. So that's what you have to do as well. Pacing is important. Hindi maganda yung too slow, hindi rin maganda yung too fast. Because pag masyado kang mabilis magsalita, minsan ang tendency, nakakain mo yung sinasabi mo, or you do not enunciate and articulate words correctly. Okay? Slurring audibility. Mouth is not open wide enough, uncertain with response or answer. Okay. We also discussed this on the pronunciation major lecture. Okay. So, naka-attend ba kayo ng pronunciation lecture 2 weeks ago? I think it was 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. We had a pronunciation lecture wherein it was a more in-depth discussion on how you can articulate specific vowel sounds and specific consonant sounds or syllables. Okay? So please do attend that lecture in the upcoming days, months, week. Or you can also look for the, what do you call that? Replay videos if you want. Pero ako, hindi ko masyadong bet ang mga replay videos. I really like watching live lectures because then it's not so energy dragging, di ba? Kasi pag, the tendency when you watch replay videos is that you tend to lose focus or get distracted because your phone or your laptop is receiving notifications from other apps. And like, ay, teka lang, pause ko muna to. So, yung focus mo, hindi ganon hindi ka ganon ka laser focus. Okay, so one key for you to avoid the slurring is to open your mouth wider. Okay? I don't know if you noticed the way I speak, but I'm not afraid of making different kinds of expressions. Siguro kasi I'm already used to it or it comes naturally, but I hope it happens to you as well. Because in order for you to sound really effective, or in order for you to enunciate vowel sounds correctly, you gotta open your mouth properly. Okay? Okay. Flat intonation. Ito guys. Ito pinaka na-obserbahan ko sa lahat. Monotonous. What does monotonous mean? Okay. Not expressing emotions when talking. Flat intonation. So, an example of being monotonous is, okay, let me just get a reading passage para meron akong sundan. Okay. Let's say, for example, the topic is, what are the common gifts that what are the common gifts that are given in your country? Kunwari yun yung tanong, okay? Edi sasagot na ako yung examinee. Common gift in my country is money. Usually, Filipinos give money in red envelope. So yun yung monotonous. Gets nyo? It has a flat intonation and it sounds really dragging and maaantok talaga. Aantokin talaga yung examiner sa'yo because of your monotonous. One way for you to avoid the monotonous style is practice, of course. And you have to know the different varieties of intonation, pitch, volume, and pacing. Okay. So you can start off with knowing what are the words, what are the vowel sounds that dapat stress to specific sentence. Okay. For example, the question is again, what are the common gifts that people give in your country? Okay, so I have thought of 3 common gifts that are given among fellow Filipinos. First is money. Filipinos really appreciate money. Why? Napansin nyo, iba yung tono nung sinabi kong why? Because money is a gift that um, everyone would appreciate simply because if the person doesn't know what your preference is, they can simply give you money and you can decide for yourself what kind of gift you would like to receive. So, second is a cake. It's a common gift in the Philippines. Why? Because cake is simply a delicious dessert that Filipinos enjoy most. And third common gift, wala na akong mag-isip, tulungan niyo ako. Ano yung third common gift? Ginawa ko to sa sarili ko eh. Ha? Hindi nga, totoo ba? Bigas? Hindi, wait lang. Money, cake, ano ba? Lumpia? Flowers. Flowers? I think on Valentine's Day. Well, I think one of the common gifts on chocolates. Ah, yeah, pasalubong, right? Yeah. And third one is imported chocolates. In the Philippines, it's not common for Filipinos to eat imported chocolate because it's quite pricey. However, when there is balikbayan. Hindi siya balikbayan. There is a fellow Filipino neighbor who is kind enough to share her blessings. She would give us some imported chocolates coming from the country that she visited recently. So, ayun lang. Di ba? Iba-iba yung tono, iba-iba yung variation ng pitch and volume. So, hindi siya nakakaantok pakinggan. Okay? I-minus nyo na yung mga mali ko kasi wala akong maisip. Mispronunciation. What is the cause of mispronunciation? Regional accent. Like, for example, alam naman natin that Philippines has a lot of dialects. And sometimes we are affected by that. Pero alam nyo, yung mga taga Cebu and Visayas, they're really good in English. At maganda yung pronunciation nila. Huh? People from Baguio? Really? Not sure. Tagal ko lang hindi nag-Baguio eh. But I do know that in Baguio City, there are a lot of homestays for Korean students. Because, sanay sila sa malamig na klima, so mas prefer nila yung environment ng Baguio. So there are many homestay programs. When I say homestay programs, is that Korean students stay for a specific period of time in the Philippines to study English one-on-one with a teacher or a lecturer or something like that. It's either they have a homestay or they go to a specific establishment. So in order for you to avoid your regional accent, pay attention to mouth movement. Okay, ito na. Umabot. Let's watch the video.
Now, we've been talking about a well-known person.
Ay, wait lang. Hindi nakakonect sa Bluetooth. Saglit lang.
And I'd like to discuss with you one or two more general questions related to this. Let's consider first of all famous people in your country.
Yep.
So in China, what kind of people become famous?
Politicians, the pop stars, and sports stars. It's similar with the other countries as well.
Is one of those groups more popular than others?
It depends because for like politicians, you have to know them because they appear all the time on television and newspapers. But for the pop stars, like, because it's especially famous for the young people, you know, young people like to follow stars and the new trends. But for sports stars, they mainly become famous during Olympic Games or some competitions. So it's really depends.
What about in the past? Were those same people famous in the past? Politicians, sports stars, and pop stars?
I think so, because even, yeah, sorry, I have talked with my parents at their age, and when we was young, we also know about stars and sports stars, and you know about the politicians, you know, it turns out too quite often. So yeah, I also think, yeah.
And how about the future? Where do you think it's going to go?
I think is it, I mean, this kind of people will remain famous in the future, this type of people, because, you know, we still have lots of new pop stars, sports stars, and some new politicians. But I think some other people will join them as well. For example, notice we, you know, some like entrepreneurs, for example, the founders of Facebook, he's famous for everyone. Even you know the some you know some not weird but strange people like the founder of the BTV, you know, he's also popular because the things have done. So I think this kind of new, you know, raising good people to join, you know, famous people.
And do you think technology is going to be the place where many of our famous people come from in the future?
But definitely, because I think, you know, nowadays, you know, most of people use, you know, Facebook, so Twitter's, you know, so definitely this kind of website or the new technology will help to, you know, make people famous. And I think many people are working on it because there are special companies, you know, to make these people famous, or that's, you know, the advertisement or the promotion.
Now let's talk about celebrity culture. Often famous people are used in advertising. Can you give me some examples of that?
Well, it's quite often, you know, we can see most famous people on the television. For example, like one typical example is Michael Jordan, because he is actually, you know, when the first time the Nike become very famous is because Michael Jordan, because he is the first, no, he's the first NBA star to sign a company to have the, you know, serious commercial for specific companies. And I think that's a typical example of how the famous people to help the company successful, and also the company uses his money to make the stars become more famous. So I think
And that example you're talking about with Michael Jordan, he's a basketball player who was promoting a product that he was personally involved
Yeah.
in producing.
Yeah.
What about celebrities who endorse products for which they have no personal connection?
It's because you know people are profit oriented. Yeah, we can see lots. I think for some like makeup production, we can see lots of videos of female stars who just say, okay, these are so good, it's fantastic. Nobody know whether she is using it or not. Yeah, I think sometimes has an ethnical. This is ethnical choice. Sometimes they really try it and use it, and then say, okay, this one style is good, so we can run it. Or some of them just you know, get money. So you know, just you know, do the promotion stuff without really using it or testing it.
Now, how about our young people? How might famous people or celebrities have a negative impact on our young people?
Well, as we know, some famous people is not that good. Let's say I cannot say that moral, but the action they have done is really bad. You know, for example, for the young kid or young generation, because you know some of them once they become the famous, they just try to drugs, you know, have you know stay in the clubs, you know, all day, all night, and yeah, definitely, you know, the young people sometimes cannot distinguish good things or bad things. Sometimes just follow the star's actions. So it makes, you know, some of them just, okay, say, it's pretty cool, you know, to try some drug because that star is trying it and for many stars trying it. Or it's pretty cool, you know, to stay with girls all the time, give them girls all the time, you know. Some might, you know, edit his doing the same thing. So I think with that negative effects on the young people.
Well, thank you very much. That's the end of the speaking.
I'm back. All right, so what were your observations in the video? Bukod sa Chinese siya at Korean. Okay. All right. So that is a sample of an examinee who got a score of 6. Na-pressure ba kayo? Yeah. So unfortunately, 6 lang yung nakuha niya. So mahirap ba ang IELTS? Definitely. Okay, but we're gonna help you become more familiar to it, and of course, get used to it. Yun lang talaga yung key. Ay, ano ba? Sige, go. What is it? Okay. So, let's take note of what are the things that he did right. So, he had a reasonable range of linking words. Actually, as a result, grammatical constructions are used well to introduce ideas. By having a hobby, by doing sports, conveys ideas and opinions effectively, pronunciation is generally clear. Medyo na-stress ako dun eh. So, pero ako, sanay ako sa ganung klaseng pronunciation because most of my students actually speak that way. So, I'm not kind of new to that. But of course, alam nyo naman na ang strong ng kanyang local accent. Diba? And he used stress and intonation to convey meaning. These are the things that he did right. But the reason why he only got a 6 is because of the things that he did wrong. Talks for an extended period, but occasionally loses coherence because of hesitation and repetition. Kung napansin nyo, ang dami niyang repetition. At ang dami niyang parts doon na halatang hindi siya sure sa sinasabi niya. He's confused, right? Ayan, nakikita niyo ba? And then, excessive use of the following words. Well, like, cause, and yeah. Yung yeah, di ba? Hindi pala siya maganda talaga pakinggan. So, refrain from using well, like, cause, buuin mo na kasi. Because, right? And yeah, instead of saying yeah, you can just say yes. That's right. Does not demonstrate awareness of register or style and uses very informal words like gonna and wanna. So, although in American accents that's normal, but again, you want your examiner to be able to understand you effectively. That's why might as well avoid using contractions and blending in such words. Flat intonation as a whole and syllable timed speech, resulting into mechanical rhythm. Yun yung sinasabi natin pagiging monotonous. And mispronunciation, yung whale niya naging while, yung leisure niya naging lure, and then yung lots naging louts, okay? So that's the reason why he got a score of 6. Now, how are you gonna get a score of 9?
We've been talking about a well-known person you like or admire. I'd like to discuss with you one or two more general questions related to this. Let's consider first of all famous people in your country. So in Malaysia, what kind of people become famous?
In Malaysia, definitely the politicians and also some actors and actresses are very famous among Malaysians.
So what about in the past? Is that the same as in the past? Were politicians and actors and actresses always?
I think definitely in the past, if we're talking about the 50s and 60s, movies were the number one communication tool between villages or towns. So the people definitely knew actors and actresses better than the politicians. Compared to now, you have TV and news where people follow politicians' personal life more than an actor or actress.
Because in many cultures, quite the opposite has happened, where politicians used to be quite well known, whereas nowadays movie stars, television stars are more well known. What do you think about in the future? Do you think that that's going to continue? Politicians will continue to be?
I think definitely in the future because the world is becoming more globalized, Malaysians would have a tendency to be exposed to more international programs and they know more international celebrities compared to the local actors and actresses or local politicians. So we would follow international politics, maybe American and British politics, or even the models or actresses internationally.
Well, let's talk about celebrity culture. Often famous people are used in advertisements. Can you give me some examples of that?
Yeah, famous people like actors and actresses are used in advertisements, and especially sports celebrities like Tiger Woods or Roger Federer promoting sports equipment or sports shoes or clothes. Other than that, I think it's more models and actresses that sponsor perfume and clothes.
And is that always true that whatever profession they're involved in, that's the kind of product that they tend to promote?
I don't think that's true because a lot of celebrity actresses support perfumes and support clothes whereby actually it should be models that do that.
But isn't that sort of glamorous kind of side of Hollywood that they can try to bring to the public?
I suppose that's what they're trying to do in the marketing. The people who are marketing the product are trying to bring in the glamour that celebrity holds. But yeah, I suppose a celebrity that they do have that grasp over people's mindset and what they should buy, the consumerism.
Now you're talking about their influence on the consumer. What about on the young? Do celebrities, do you think, produce negative effects in our youth?
Definitely, I think they do. As you can see, like lifestyle and health, celebrities are becoming thinner, models and celebrities. And when you open a magazine, young girls will be exposed to thin models, and they think that that's normal for them to be thin, and that could cause them to go into anorexia, bulimia, or unhealthy practices because they think being thin is the norm, whereas being healthy and being normal bodied is actually the norm.
Now, what about young boys? Do you think that celebrities can have an influence on young boys?
I think most definitely. I think young boys could be influenced in a way materialistically, like they would want the big car that celebrities drive, and they want bling, and they want all the cool gadgets and tools that there are out there, and it could make boys realize that materialistic things are the only way to happiness.
Now, what about public opinion? How might celebrities be used to influence public opinion?
Celebrities are used actually to, like if you can see Rita, the protection of the endangered animal, they use celebrities to get to the public. There's like this promotion where they get celebrities to go naked to show that animals are stripped, especially like seals and foxes and all that for their fur, and it strikes a chord because it's a celebrity. Oh, that person's doing that. Let's look at the poster. Oh, what's the message? Okay, I get it now. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. That's the end of the speaking time.
Okay, so what are the observations that we had from that video? Napansin niyo ba, nagkaroon siya ng maraming pronunciation errors sa TH, ganun siya ng ganun. But still, she got a 9. Meaning, on the speaking test, definitely, you don't need to mind your pronunciation that much. I'm not saying you don't need to mind it at all. You need to mind it. It's just that it's not that of a big importance. So, helpful tips. You have to undergo at least 10 coaching sessions. Nakakaisa ka pa lang, nagre-reklamo ka siya agad. Right? Isa pa lang ikaw, di ba? Right? So, you've only undergone it once. Pangalawa pa lang yung bukas. Gusto pa naman sana kitang i-test ng ilang beses. But the thing is, I might not be around on March. Uy, nasad kayo. Or natuwa. Anyways, we'll find out more about that in the coming weeks. So, yeah, you have to undergo at least 10 coaching sessions before applying for the test. Why 10? That's enough time for you to be familiar with the questions, with the flow of the test, and of course, that's also enough time kung every 2 weeks ka lang naman umaattend ng coaching, or in your case, every 3 weeks. So I guess, how many times is that in a year? Gano'n ka katagal mag-review nun? Probably 6 months, I guess. So sa iba naman, kung yung weekly umaattend ng coaching session, 3 months, 2 months, okay na yon. It's enough. Kaya, tansyahin mo na lang din yung sarili mo if you can. And of course, magpa-assess ka sa coach mo if you are really, there's a high possibility for you to ace the test or pass the required band score. Attend minor lectures related to speaking. Of course, it's very important to attend the lectures kasi additional knowledge din yan. At saka balikan natin yung video kanina. Kung nakikita nyo, hindi siya nagkakaroon ng pauses right after the question. It's because she was expecting those questions already. She knew that those questions are gonna come out. Also, she was knowledgeable about general information. She's knowledgeable about things that are reoccurring around her, or currently, yun yung mga issues na trend. Kasi di ba, I think 5, 10 years ago, those questions were not being asked in the IELTS exam. Yung pagiging, kasi ang tanong is, yung mga influencers ba, are they really effective? Or celebrities, are they really effective in advertising a certain product or service? So back then, social media was not a big thing. So I guess, nag-a-adjust din ng IELTS sa mga events at mga topics na relevant sa digital age, or sa kung ano man yung nangyayari these days. I'm sure they are updating those questions. So, you gotta be prepared. Kung hindi ka mahilig magbasa ng news, hiligan mo lang ngayon. Or if hindi ka mahilig maging updated sa kung ano mang trends in social media or the internet, try to be more aware. Hindi naman ibig sabihin na kailangan mong sagutan ng perfectly at kailangan super knowledgeable ka about a certain topic. It's most likely asking for your opinion about it. Okay? So, attend grammar lectures, review your orange book. Okay, let's talk about the orange book. Sir Kevin already gave me the detailed instruction. I'll just tell everyone about it. So, if you want to access the orange book, you have to go to the FB group of this review center. I think it's called Wongchang. Wongchang, right? Halatang di ko ino-open it. Okay, well, yeah, you have to look for the Wongchang group. Sa mga bago, i-add kayo. Wait lang kayo ah. And then, type hashtag speaking. It is important not to omit the freaking hashtag. Siya yun, siya nagsabi nun, not me. Speaking task cards PDF, 11 pages. Speaking exam flow PDF, 14 pages. will be posted after every major lecture in speaking, namely speaking skills enhancement and content speaking. That's going to be on Saturday. Number 3, Orange Book. It's a PDF file. It will be We'll be posting this soon. Huh? We'll be posting this soon since Google Drive link has limit. Okay, so ipopost daw niya yung Orange Book soon. Speaking book. How to get a band 9 in the IELTS hard copy. We give this away for free, which stopped last month, unfortunately. If they will book their exams under British Council. However, we don't have stocks at the moment since British Council has an outstanding balance of more than 400K, with the emphasis on outstanding. So anyway, I don't know. There's so much sarcasm in this instruction that he sent. But anyway, I think you got the message. She will be uploading the Orange Book anytime soon. However, Kevin, Shen needs it today. Wait a minute. When is your exam again? ASAP. Do you know what that means? Just kidding. So how soon is soon? Okay. So probably wala lang siya in front of his computer right now, so he can't send it. But probably once he's in front of the computer, he will be able to send it. Practice answering speaking task cards. Actually, napakadali lang yan. You just search speaking task cards, IELTS, maraming lalabas. Expand your vocabulary. That is a must. Watch English movies, TV shows. Tigilan niyo muna kakanood ng K-drama. Hindi yan nakaka-help sa IELTS. Mamaya isagot niyo, kamsamnida, annyeong, saranghe. Mga ganon, wag naman okay? So, I know, nakakatuwa talaga manood ng K-drama. I am a big fan of K-drama myself. But the thing is, piliin niyo muna yung tama. Be confident on your preparation, start strong, and finish strong. Aim for 9.0. Okay? Lagi nyo lang i-condition yung isip nyo. Aim for the highest possible score. Don't settle for less. Okay? And of course, tomorrow, please do attend the coaching session one-on-one. So I'm gonna say goodbye to the two. Dalawa na lang yung naiwan sa Zoom mo. Grabe naman. Ba't niyo ako iniwan? Si Edna di nang iiwan. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna be ending the Zoom meeting. And see you guys tomorrow. Kasi alam ko magpapacoach na kayo. Itong si Edna, once pa lang din niya nagpa-coach. Alright, see you and thank you for listening in today's lecture. I hope it was helpful.